it's the big talking point right now, so there's no way we can't ask you about what's happening with valuations, IPO. Do you think they're being looked at in the right way?
Tamanna, I would ask you to call up all the mutual fund managers on your panel and say, explain to me some of the investments you are doing. Just explain to the people what you're doing. You can sit behind closed doors and write checks from your mutual fund which belong to the people, but they should be brought to your channel and said, okay, gentlemen, can you explain what you're doing here? And then which is the metrics you use to invest? Again, I say, share prices can go up and down. That's fine. It depends on market flows, number of other factors. But really, are you that dumb that you can't see through some of these companies? And if you're putting public money, someone in the government needs to wake up, or mutual fund industry should wake up. And I think I saw a very nice article by a gentleman in the mutual fund industry, the head, who said Indian investors are taking a project risk in these companies without knowing what the hell they're doing at this point of time. So having said that, I still think, yes, there is a future for these companies. The question is, if you pay these nutcase valuations, when do you make the returns? There are enough examples of nutcase valuations. Even good companies win bad valuations.
So Ajay, are you saying that the valuations you're currently seeing are nutcase?
You differ with that, Tamanna?
No, is it blanket or is it some? Is it all?
You tell me. You name one of them which makes sense to you economically in the horizon that we are talking about, in terms of profitability, in terms of market share, in terms of, maybe one or two stand out. I'm not saying everything is the same brush. One or two do stand out to being exceptional candidates for being investment. But by and large, paying this kind of money for a consumer-driven, cash loss-led model, we are not paying these valuations for AI-driven majors in the US, which are growing 30, 40, 50%, investing $80 billion.
The counter that's coming in from managements, and a lot of them have faced this question on valuations, the counter that's coming in from that side is, look at the subscription numbers. Retail subscribers have also come in.
They're right. They're right. There is nothing called, marketing can remain irrational, old phrase, longer than we all can live. But the fact is dumb at the end of the day. Yes, if people can make money, lose money. So was, I don't name the company, but Paytm, which kind of had a 1800 or whatever IPO. Look where it is today after how many years. So, just because people are subscribing, and who are the people subscribing? The biggest motivator is mutual fund. And that's why I asked you, call them over and says, come for a cup of tea on our channel, explain to our investors, why would you invest in a company which has no path to profitability, which fudges its balance sheet, which gives a false narrative in terms of performance, and the first result comes out, there's a loss, 50 crore loss, here it is, we are doing a resettle business. Are these the promoters you want to put your money? There are, Taman, all I'm saying is, there are 3,000 companies in India. You have got enough people to put your money with who have good pedigree, rather than going after the sharks who are doing financial engineering to take your money. I'm saying share price can go up and down. I've made enough money in other companies. That doesn't mean I'll invest with people who are sharp on me. You saw that rights issue which happened in one of the companies coming up for listing. That man should be in jail. You just see that rights issue thing, and our channel should, what the thing was, the 3 days you do it, link to listing application. What nonsense is this?
Yeah, they reversed it. They reversed it. We covered it. They reversed it.
Yeah, but just think of the thinking of the guy. I'm just saying, look at the thinking of the promoter who thought of it. The board of directors, the independent board of directors should be sacked by SEBI. Straight away should be sacked by SEBI, saying, are you seriously awake when you approve this resolution in the board meeting? You're an independent director. All I'm saying is, Tamanna, think of the promoter who thought through this. Think of the board which approved this. Would you want to put your money with such a board? That's all.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Well, true. No punches pulled by Ajay Srivastava when he rests his case. We close this interview, but I must say, we'll take up your suggestion. We will call those who make the investment decisions in mutual funds. But when we do that, Ajay, you have to promise me you will come as well to join in on that conversation.
I'm already hated in Bombay, so I'll be hated more. I can live with that, can I?
Super. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, you have a good day.
You too, Ajay Srivastava. Always interesting conversation with Ajay when we wrap it up.